welcoming you to our chair yoga for the care of Waldenstrom's session today. I'm here with a bunch of different folks from a bunch of different places, and they have, over the years, come to form a kind of a community, whether you're here live or you're watching later or this is your first time. You're part of this wonderful foundation that we can draw upon. And I have polled the people in this class here live, what do they need today? Trying to do my job as a yoga therapist to tailor things. Somebody has said they want to kick up their energy. They need some gentle motion, got some neck pain, would like to do some stretching, diaphragmatic breathing, that's very specific, very helpful, and relaxation. So let's go ahead and try to create a little sequence to address all of those things. Let's get started by finding a posture that feels good to you. Far be it from me to tell you exactly what that might be, but maybe you want to do a little test and see if you can take an easy breath in the posture that you're in. And if it doesn't feel easy to breathe, is there anything you could do to adjust your posture so that you might get a little bit of a more expansive breath? So coming into that posture with the feet on the earth, I find that very helpful. And I'll begin by removing my glasses, optionally, if you would like to do that, rubbing my hands together. And just taking a moment to get centered and quiet down a little bit and listen to myself. So cupping the palms over the eyes, just loosely cupping the palms over the eyes, giving the eyes a break from the screen, from the stimulus, rolling the eyes around a little bit within the eye sockets. And maybe you want to breathe in and drink in that nourishment of stillness. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or mouth. Maybe you want to blow it out, a pursed lips, like a little escape valve, little stress valve. Very good. And gradually bringing some space between the fingers, bringing some light back, gradually blinking the eyes open. And I think I'm going to start by bringing my hands out towards you. So I've got my hands towards you. I'm giving you guys 2 big high fives. And I might try to spread my fingers apart really as wide as I can. And then I'm going to make a fist, maybe around my thumbs, maybe not, and drop my knuckles down. Breathing in, lifting, spreading. Breathing out, knuckles down. You got it. Inhale, lift and spread. Beautiful, Jody. Exhale, knuckles down. And we'll take 1 more like that. You got it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just relax my hands down by my sides. Let the arms just dangle at the sides for a moment and lift the shoulders up, back, and down. Notice the emphasis on back. Breathing in. See if you can bring those shoulders back and down. Got it, Marty. Inhale and exhale. And welcoming you, Marnie. Welcoming you, Peg. And Judith Keller. So taking a few rinses. A little bit of gentle motion. All right, and then I'm going to naturally just begin for this circling motion to come into my arms. So whatever that might look like for you. My shoulders are doing the same thing, but now my arms have come into the equation. Maybe I want to lift them out. Maybe I want to squeeze the elbows back, up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Good. And then I'm going to maybe do one more like that. And then I'm going to get ready to take some breaststrokes here. Reaching my hands forward, parting the waters with my hands and curling the hands back under and around. It's very much like a Tai Chi movement, the bear swimming that we have done with Rami. But you can make it your own. And I'm inspired because my boyfriend just opened up his pool. And of course, I'm not going to get in there because it's 54 degrees, but thinking about swimming, and I know some of you swim rather regularly. What a great thing to do. Stretching the arms. Very good. Maybe one more like that. All right. And then I'm going to bring my right arm out, plant my palm on this imaginary wall next to me, and bring my left ear over to the left shoulder. That left arm is relaxed. And I'm just going to take some circles of that right hand, circling the palm, gently moving downward, kind of creating the boundaries of my self-care space today. Ever downward. And then eventually I'm going to tuck my arm behind my back, if that would feel okay. Make any modifications. And just a note, skip anything today that doesn't feel right. I'm going to tuck my chin down, so spinning my chin down towards my left shoulder. Can you take a couple of breaths here? Sigh it out. And I think that sigh it out is something we could do a lot more than we do to address stress. All right. And now we'll just rest both hands in the lap and notice how you're feeling on both sides, whether you feel any difference on that right side. And then we'll bring the left hand out to the left, hold up that imaginary wall for a moment. I'm still sitting up tall. And then I'll tilt my right ear towards my right shoulder, begin to circle that palm. Left shoulder is relaxed. Palm moving ever downward. And again, just maybe I can notice with my peripheral vision that movement of the hand. Very good. And then we'll take the arm behind the back or rest the hand on the hip. Spin the chin down, and we're taking our stress release breaths into the nose, out through the pursed lips. Last breath. All right. And then once again, I'll rub my hands together. If I'm somebody who experiences Raynaud's, or I naturally have kind of colder hands or fingers, I might take a few breaths into the hands, warm them up. Maybe infuse the hands with a little bit of kindness, a little bit of compassion. And then you're going to take those hands to any part of the body that needs some support and care. And that person that asked for some neck relief, maybe this is for you. And however you want to get in there, maybe it's the knuckles right? Maybe it's the heel of the hand. Maybe it's just the blade edge of the hand. Yeah, that looks really nice. And a little bit of collarbone action, pectoralis action, base of the skull. Yes, and we were working with our wellness expert, mental wellness expert, and she talked about this base of the skull, just kind of interlacing the fingers behind the base of the skull and just resting there as a way to sort of comfort. Who was it actually? It was the Qigong expert was talking about the limbic system, you know, being at the back of the brain and being sort of involved with some of our more primal functions. So just comforting oneself with that base of the skull touch. All right. And then anywhere else that would feel good. And then we'll get some whole body movements going. Take that little sip of water if you need it. Take a little bit of a wider stance. The feet resting on the earth. I'm away from the back of my chair. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Does that sound okay? All right. All right, so here I am at the edge of my chair. I'm going to create circles with my torso, gently waking up my spine. Right, so I need a little kick. I need to kick my energy up. And here is, I'm stirring the primordial soup of my energy with the central channel. In yoga energetic work, we talk about this central channel that goes up the length of the spine. Very important energy moving channel. And then I might come back the other direction, finding my breath along the way. Gentle motion. And then gradually I might come back to center. All right, I'm going to grab onto my chair here, and I'm just going to lift up my toes and then see if I could lift up my heels. So lifting up my toes, lifting up my heels, maybe even coming up onto the tiptoes. So getting a wide range of motion in the ankles, waking up the feet. Maybe one more. That looks good. And then I'm going to stretch my right leg out, bring it back, stretch my left leg out, kind of out to the side here. So it might feel like you want to lean. Maybe you do that, or maybe you just hold on to the chair and try to stay stable, lifting one leg at a time. All right, very good. Now what would happen if I lifted the opposite arm, opposite leg, floating that up with the inhale and exhale? Feeling the strength in my core, you got it. I might take one or two more on each side. Beautiful. And then let's come back to center. I still have a little bit of a wider stance. And I'm going to get a little movement into my side body. So I'm stretching my right hand up my right rib cage, coming to center, just flowing from side to side, anchoring down with both sit bones. Moving at whatever pace feels good. Maybe I can imagine myself like a little anemone, sea anemone on the tidal pool floor, flowing with the tide, flowing with the current. And if I wanted to, maybe I bring my arms into the equation. Again, little sea anemone action here. I'm leaving both of my arms lifted for this, flowing from side to side, going with the flow, right? Instead of pushing myself to do more when I know I'm depleted, when I know I don't have the mental clarity, I'm not going to push myself to read that difficult book, right, Mary? I'm going to go with the flow here and just listen to my body, listen to my energy. And then I'm coming back to center, going to give myself a big hug, one arm on top, tuck my chin, breath in through the nose, out through the mouth if you like. One more breath in and out. All right. And then I'll walk my feet back to center. All right. Let's turn the whole body to the right side. Turning the whole body to the right side. I'm going to scoot my butt so that left butt cheek is kind of falling off the edge of the chair, but hold onto your chair so you don't fall off. And this may or may not be for you, but see how this feels. I'm going to drop my left knee down, right? So do what feels best with that left toe. And I'm going to see how it would feel to try to lengthen this left leg. So I'm bending the knee and maybe pushing towards straightening the knee. My torso is nice and upright. And I might swoop that left arm up as I push that left heel back and release down, doing this a few times, kicking up the energy, right? And also we're stretching the psoas muscle, which can get is kind of chronically tight for a number of reasons. It's involved with a stress response. It contracts when we're in a stress response. And also we sit a lot. That's good. Maybe you do one more and you hold it. Big breath in, lift the heart, squeeze that left glute muscle, and then relax back. And let's walk ourselves back to center and do a little stamping of the feet. Stamp the feet, stamp the heels, stamp the forefoot, stamp the toes. So I'm waking up my feet. My neighbors will probably wonder what the heck I'm doing in here. Really stamp those feet, wake them up. And then we'll walk ourselves over to the left side. Get that right butt cheek hanging off the edge of the chair. Holding onto the chair for support, I'm dropping my right knee down. See how that feels. The side could feel different. And I might attempt to lengthen that right leg behind me, straightening that right knee a little bit, and just exploring what feels stable, what feels safe to me. That's good, Betty Ann. And then maybe I swoop that right arm up and release it down as I let that knee bend. Inhale, swoop and lengthen. Exhale, release. You got it. Inhale. That looks beautiful. I love that big arm circle you're doing, Judith. Arm circles. She's just inspiring me left and right these days. And then I might hold up at the top, big breath, lift the heart, squeeze that right glute muscle, and release down. Come on back to center with a little bit of a wider stance. I'm just going to lean forward with my forearms resting on my legs. And I'm just going to turn my gaze down towards the earth, tuck my chin, and feel the length in the back of my neck. Take a couple of breaths here. My back is not rounding, so I'm not rounding my back too much. And then I'll walk myself up. So that was just a very gentle forward fold, bringing the feet back to about hip distance apart and walking them back behind me a little bit. I am going to get ready to come to stand. So I'm just envisioning the steps that I will take to get there. And then I'm going to come to stand and maybe do a few sit to stands if I want to practice. If I would rather not stand today, that's completely an option, friends. So maybe every time you come to stand, you could practice 3 sit to stands. And then we'll take that little sip of water. Really nice, Dave. And you got it, Sharon. Coming to stand and making sure that I have my support nearby. I was really fortunate to be in a support group this weekend for Bing Neal. And we did this exercise, and I think I like it. I want to do it again with you. So in our Tai Chi class with Rami, we learned the crane. So we're going to combine a few things. I'm going to make it my own. But the crane involves the arms. You could do this if you're seated, or you could do this if you're standing. So I'm going to start just by rooting down through my feet. I'm going to bring the arms out to the sides with my palms facing down and my fingers knit together. Then as I bring my hands up, I'm going to bring my thumb and my fingers together. Releasing the arms down, my fingertips lift and my fingers spread. So I'm inhaling, arms out and up, fingers together. Doesn't matter how high you go. Exhaling, bringing the hands down, lifting those fingers up, spreading them wide. Let's do 2 more like that. Maybe you want to soften the gaze. And then relax those hands down last time. All right. Now let's try our tiptoe float. So I'm coming up onto my tiptoes. Maybe I'm holding on to my chair. Lifting up, floating my way down, just saying hello to my calves, my shins. You've got it, Mike. So nice to see you. And I might take 1 more tiptoe lift and release down. Now I'm going to combine my crane with my tiptoe lift. So I've got my arms down at my sides to start. Maybe I'm holding onto my chair with one. I'm going to bring my arms out and up. My wings are spreading and lifting, and I come up onto my tiptoes. Release back down. Right? Maybe you do this whole thing. Maybe you do just a piece of it. Breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, floating your way down. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, lift, exhale, come on down. Do what's best for you. Last one, inhale. All right. And now I'll come into my chair pose. So I'm going to sink into my knees, bring my hips back, pull my belly towards my spine, turn on those glute muscles by isometrically pushing the feet apart, and feel that strength in your glutes, in your legs, in your core. And just take a breath in through the nose and maybe sigh it out the mouth. 1 more breath. And then relax back up. Okay, so you could maybe take a piece of any of those and do it, or maybe you want to put them all together. So we're going to be craning our way up onto our tiptoes, and then we're sinking down into our chair. See how this feels for you. Do what feels best for you. So I'm inhaling, hands out and up, tiptoe lift, exhale, sink down, hips are back, hands down. Maybe you're holding on, that's fine. Lifting up, floating your way down. Slow motion crane, inhale. Be the crane, says Rami, right? Exhale. And let's take 1 more. You guys look great. All right, you got it, Bev. Beautiful. Got a little head start from doing it with me on Sunday. And I'm just going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Get really loose. Got it. Oh, I like that little hip movement. Maybe you want to do a little swimming while you're here. Blow some bubbles. All right, feeling stretched out. And I think I don't really feel stretched out unless I do more stuff to stretch the hips. And the hips get really tight for so many of us. So let's take that right foot forward and the left foot back at an angle for warrior one. I've got a nice wide stance and I'm sinking into my right knee and squeezing that left glute muscle. Feeling the stretch across that left hip, whatever feels good with the arms. Maybe you want to take the hands to heart center and just focus on that stretch in the left hip. And you could make this dynamic. You could sink into the right knee and straighten the right knee a few times. Right, so keep the torso upright rather than leaning forward. See if you can come up to a nice upright stance. That's good. And I might take one more there. You got it. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and shorten my stance. Both legs will be straight. I'll take a little bow forward, keeping my back as straight as possible. So try not to round the back. I've got my forearms on my chair. I'm tucking my chin, so I'm not leading with the chin, I'm leading with the heart. And I'm just going to take a couple breaths here. Sigh it out the mouth. Walking my way up, I'm going to start to put the weight in my right foot. And I'm going to kick that left leg up and release it back down. Kick that left leg up and release it back down. Kick that left leg up, release it back down, leading with the heart, not the chin. And maybe I want to try holding this for 1 millisecond. Big breath in and relax. Step back to your downward facing dog. So I've got my hands resting on something. I've walked away, walked my feet back. I'm getting a good stretch for the back of my legs. If I'm seated, I could do a seated forward fold. You got it. Maybe just wag the tail a little bit. Make sure we're not taking ourselves too seriously. And come up nice and slow, and we'll step that left foot forward. Bring the right foot back, foot out to the side a little bit. Sinking into my left knee, I squeeze my right glute muscle. And with the torso nice and upright, I could take my hands to heart center, do whatever feels good with the arms. I could flow a little bit within the shape. I could play. Maybe I straighten and bend that front knee a few times. Good. And I might just stay in a stable stance for one more breath. Very good. Let's go ahead and shorten the stance. Both legs straight and strong, leaning forward slowly. Finding what feels best for me. And that might mean skipping this one. And keeping that chin tucked, pulling the belly towards the spine. Yeah, making it yours. Doing what feels best. And then I'll make my way up, begin to put the weight in my left leg. I'm holding onto my chair. And I'm going to kick this right leg up behind me. Maybe it's just a little bit. Kicking that right leg up. And maybe I hold that right leg up And thinking about really trying to kick that back wall with my leg and pulling the belly up and in. You got it, Anne. That's beautiful. And then I'm releasing down and coming to downward facing dog one more time. And walking myself up nice and slow. With a little bit of a wider stance, I'm going to lean my heart forward and let my arms be really loose and crazy and heavy and wobbly and kind of just letting all of my cares and concerns, burdens and worries just drip off the ends of my fingers. And I might even want to make a noise of some kind, blah, whatever it is. Maybe you want to do a little lion's breath. That's kind of getting the energy flowing. And then slowly walking your way up. I'm going to sashay my right hands to the right as if they were pulling my hip to the right. And then I'll move my hands to the left, sashay my hips to the left. And then I'll go back and forth, getting the hips moving. Right? Then I'll let my body do whatever it feels like doing. Maybe it's a windmill. Yeah, it feels good to really let that energy out. Maybe you're ready to give yourself another hug, opposite arm on top from whatever you did before. Tuck the chin, take a couple of breaths. And then we'll go ahead and, you guys want to do a balance pose? Yay, okay, all right, let's do it. So find a wall or chair or something to hold on to. If you want to stay seated, you can do this in your mind's eye. And that is a way we can practice when we might not be able to actually physically do something. We can visualize, use the power of the mind. So I'm going to come to stand. We're just going to be doing a simple flamingo pose, standing on one leg. So I'll take my weight to that right foot, bend the right knee a tiny bit, a little soft knee. Lift up that left leg and zip up your core. So I might stay with my toe on the earth, or I might lift the leg up and hug it in. Awareness of my entire peripheral vision, the floor underneath me, out to the sides. And I'm working towards finding my edge of balance. So I might take my hand off for a millisecond or longer. We'll see when we see a ginger if you have to get going. Yes. Do a little wind down. And then when you're ready to come out of it, kick it out, snap the fingers, and we'll switch sides. Bendy bounce to that left knee. Pick up the right leg. Zip it all up. Lift it or keep it on the earth. It's up to you. And then I'm working towards finding my edge. And I might purposefully give myself a little wobble to see how my body reacts if I feel really strong in my balance today. Big breath in. And then relax, release, kick it out, snap it out. Take a sip of water, and then we'll do the sitting down challenge. If you're not already sitting down, we're going to see how slowly we can come to sit. Right? So I want to make sure I can feel the chair at the back of my legs. And you can skip this if you've got knee issues or you're feeling really depleted. So just like we did with our chair pose, we're going to bend the knees and bring the hips back. turn on those glute muscles. Use the glute muscles. They're the largest muscles in the body, and they're there for more than just sitting. Coming down nice and slow as you can go. Maybe you hover there for a moment. And then when you're ready to sit, come on down and sit. All right. Nice job, guys. Crossing that right ankle over the left knee. Maybe I take a moment to massage or tap the right foot. Tapping the right foot or lower limbs, especially if you have peripheral neuropathy, could be very helpful. And then maybe I'll come into my hip stretch if I feel like I'm ready. Leaning the heart forward. Softening the shoulders. Can I take 2 breaths here? Really conscious breaths. Focusing on the exhale. And then we'll switch sides. Left ankle over the right knee. Massage, tap, whatever feels good. Move into your hip stretch. Maybe by leaning the heart forward if you want a little more sensation. If the tapping feels great and you want to stick with it, go for it. Softening the shoulders. All right, and then I'm going to come up to sit. I'll bring my feet and my knees together. I'm going to take my hands to heart center and just twisting to that right side with my torso. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Squeeze those knees together. Exhale to the right. Last one. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And then I'm going to come back to center, lean back in my chair, lengthen my legs, lengthen my arms, take up a lot of space. Roll the wrists, move the toes, shake the hands. All right, and then come to a posture where you can relax. That might mean you want to actually lie down. That might mean you want to come to the very back of your chair and really soften into it. Maybe get a pillow across the lap or a blanket. And I'm going to take a little microphone down to my singing bowls. Help us relax a little bit. And I will also ask for your assistance in making sure you can hear the bowls. So seeing how that sounds. Okay, got some thumbs up. Thanks, guys. So take a moment to get yourself settled. Just allow yourself to be here exactly as you are. Maybe you take one more big stretch through the whole body. And as you exhale, practice softening. As you inhale, say to yourself, I am breathing in. As you exhale, say to yourself, I am breathing out. into your belly, allowing the belly to soften and be full and be exactly as it is. Maybe you even want to rest your hands on your belly. As we breathe in, the diaphragm pushes down and the abdomen has to go somewhere. Allow the belly to fill and push out with your inhale. And as you exhale, just relax back. Getting that fuller, deeper, diaphragmatic breath. Inhale, belly fill. Exhale, belly fall. Inhale, belly fill. Exhale, belly fall. See if you can follow your belly expanding and relaxing for 3 more breaths. Very good. Now as we come out of our very short belly breathing exercise, I'd just like you to take a moment to observe your state of being. And maybe you're in the state of being known as yoga, where the mind, body, and spirit feel connected, feel whole. You are whole. Closing our class with our hands at heart center, 1 Om and 3 Shantis, which means peace. Listening or joining in as you like. Breathing in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste.